Good morning and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday morning. It is match day. Manchester United play Wolves this evening, 8:15 p.m. UK time kickoff. I'm absolutely buzzing for that game. But before obviously that can happen, we've got a massive show to bring you guys today. So if you are enjoying the content at the moment, please do me a favor and smash a like on the video. Let's try and see 200 likes on today's video. And if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe as well. It doesn't cost any money. Get involved. We're live every day at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. UK time. So get involved. On the show this morning, obviously it is deadline day as well. So will Manchester United bring in any players? We'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about a player who has officially left the club. I described him as a Wonderkid. I think he is very, very special. We'll talk about that as well. Of course, this player we have confirmed will be leaving today. He's gone. So we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about Pellistri's agent, who has come out ultimately criticising Erik ten Hag, saying that, you know, if Pellistri was to have a future at Manchester United, Erik ten Hag needs to be sacked. We'll be talking about that. I'll be giving you my reaction. Obviously talking a little bit about the game against Wolves tonight. Doing a bit of a preview for that. And as always, guys, get involved in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on everything we discuss on tonight's show. So let's start the show off by talking about Pellistri's agent. So for anybody who is unaware, just to give you a bit of context, Pellistri is on the brink of moving to Granada on a season-long loan. And there is going to be a buy option in the contract for the summer. So let me know what you think about that to begin with. For me, I don't know. I like Pellistri. I do. I think he's a good player. But is he world class? I'm not convinced he's world class personally. He's 22 years of age. He's not getting picked. Some people will say that's Erik ten Hag's fault. But the thing that I always have to boil back to, right, is people say, oh, Pellistri should be playing, you know, and get really upset about it, which is fine. That's your opinion. And they criticise Erik ten Hag for not playing Pellistri. But he's 22 years of age. If the manager and the coaching team thought he was good enough, he would be playing, okay? He would. It's as simple as that. Garnacho is 18. He plays. He starts every single game for Manchester United now. Kobbie Mainoo, 18. Starts every single game in the midfield in the most important position on the pitch, and he plays. And those are two of my favourite players, you know, if not my favourite players at Manchester United. They are. I love both of them. I love Mainoo and I love Garnacho. I think both of them are quality. Those two and Martinez are my three favourite players. And I think you just have to remember that, right? It's not like he's a 16-year-old who is really struggling to break through into the first team. Pellistri's 22 years old now. He'll be 23 this year. Now, I know people will say, oh, he hasn't had a chance. I don't really know what to say to that, to be honest. Like, I just think, I know it sounds a little bit cliche, but if they're good enough, they'll play. So he has officially moved to Granada. This is on the official Manchester United website. It says Manchester United winger Pellistri has joined Granada on loan until the end of the season. Blah, blah, blah. It says that Pellistri has represented United 14 times. I mean, that's crazy, right? We signed him in 2020. We signed him 4 years ago. So he was here under Ollie, who apparently played the youth. He's been here for 18 months under Erik ten Hag, and he's only played 14 times. So, yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not really that upset about Pellistri going. I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more of him in the first team here and there, but I do trust Erik ten Hag. I do. Like, he's brought Kobbie Mainoo into this team and he picks Kobbie Mainoo every single game. So you can't say to me, oh, he doesn't pick any youth players. Like, he's giving an 18-year-old in Kobbie Mainoo the biggest responsibility in the whole pitch, really, being in that midfield. And you know how poor our midfield is as well. So I'm gonna trust Erik ten Hag with this one. If he doesn't think Pellistri's good enough, I assume Pellistri wants more game time. And if Manchester United aren't going to be the club, you know, to do that, then I think do move him on, because he's not like a player we've spent 100 million euros on and we need to make work. We bought him for 8 million euros, okay, in 2020, which is what, about £5 million? So there's definitely resale value there with Pellistri. I think you could probably get somewhere between 15 and 20 for him in the summer. And you just have to hope he goes to Granada. He has a really good second half of the season, and then other clubs come in and try and buy him. But let me know what you guys think. I'll be honest, guys. I'm really not that bothered about Pellistri, you know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll read out some of your comments in a minute as well, guys. Let's talk about what Pellistri's agent has said really, really quickly then. So I've given you the context of where this story's come from. And Pellistri's agent has said the following. He says, if Ten Hag continues as the manager of Manchester United, it's going to be difficult for Pellistri. Ten Hag hasn't used him, valued him, or treated him like a professional. That is mad, isn't it? That's a really, really mad thing to say. And I'll be honest with you, right? I actually think that what Pellistri's agent has said, I think it was this morning, is actually worse than what Jadon Sancho said, to be completely honest with you. Like, Jadon Sancho said that, I don't want to talk about Sancho, to be honest, but in my opinion, what Pellistri's agent has come out and said this morning is worse. He's ultimately saying that unless Erik ten Hag gets sacked, my client, Pellistri, is not going to have a future at Manchester United, which might be true. It might be, but for him to think that highly of himself, to put that out, I just think it's embarrassing, and I think you have to look at the reasons why they've done that. They're obviously trying to get him a big move, because going from Manchester United to Granada, let's be honest, that is a massive, massive drop, isn't it? I know people will say, oh, Manchester United are in the mud, we're rubbish and all the rest of it. But let's be honest, right? Granada are not doing very well in the Spanish league, are they? Like, they never do very well. I feel like they're a team that kind of sit in the middle of La Liga every single season. He's gone from a team that, are up towards the top of the Premier League every single season to a team who are actually, they're second from bottom. He's gone for a team who, they literally will probably get relegated this season. They're 6 points out off the safety zone. He's gone from a team that were in the Champions League to a team who are in the relegation zone in the Liga. And maybe that's his level. So I honestly think Pellistri's agent is embarrassing. I think that probably is the end of Pellistri's career at Manchester United for me personally, because I just can't see a future for him. I don't think he's this Wonderkid that some people seem to make out that he is. I think I just simply don't think he is. That's my opinion. If you disagree, then obviously that's fine. You can let me know. Let's see what people are saying in the comment section. All right, let's go through the live chat quickly. Obviously, if you're watching this back on repeat, get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Stephanie says, Pellistri does well for his country, but international football is different. Yeah, of course. I mean, Harry Maguire is the best centre-back in the world in international stage, isn't he? I mean, I'm kind of joking, but Harry Maguire for England is world class. Harry Maguire for England for Manchester United is shocking. So, it is a completely different thing. Al says, Erik ten Hag also sold Alvaro Fernandez and Matic Kovar. Erik ten Hag must go. The thing is, right, mate, I am quite frustrated about all these youth people going, and obviously I've done a poll which you can get involved with now, and if you're watching this back on repeat, you can get involved in the comment section. And the question is simple. Does Manchester United's willingness to let go of youth concern you? Let me know. You could either just say yes or no, or if you actually want to give a bit of context behind it, let me know, guys. Are you concerned about Manchester United's willingness to sell all of our good youth players? I'm a bit concerned, but the thing is, right, I just know how bad our financial position is at the moment. I know how much of a mess we're in. And I just think that this is the position we find ourselves in now, where we have to sell these youth players because nobody's going to buy Harry Maguire and pay him 200 grand a week, whereas Pellistri's on about 20 grand a week. A team as small as Granada, who are in a relegation battle in La Liga, can come and get someone like Pellistri. Whereas who's going to buy Maguire? Who's going to buy Jadon Sancho when he's on 350 grand a week? Who's going to buy Anthony when he's on 200 grand a week? Do you see where I'm going here, right? The players that we're moving on are the players who are on small wages, who are easy for these other teams to buy. Alvaro Fernandez going to Benfica, that was an easy deal for them to do. Whereas if you said to me, Luke Shaw to Benfica, I mean, that would never happen, would it? Because they just simply wouldn't be able to afford his wages. Or Wan-Bissaka to Benfica. Like, those deals just would never happen. And, clubs like Granada, clubs like Benfica, they have much smaller wage bills, and the only players that they can afford are players that have come through our youth system versus the kind of big earners. It's frustrating, isn't it? Darren says, I think there's better people coming through anyway. That's the thing that we always have to consider, right? William says, Pellistri is better than Scott McTominay, Onana and Anthony. I mean, Scott McTominay's a midfielder, Onana's a goalkeeper, and Anthony... I don't think Pellistri's better than Anthony, to be honest. I really don't. I think that's maybe a little bit of a stretch too far. Yes, Anthony's not been very good, but he does work hard. He tracks back, he defends. Yes, going forward, it's a little bit questionable, but from what I've seen from Pellistri, he was weak, he's small. I don't think he's very good defensively. I think he gives away fouls quite easily because he's not strong. And although Anthony has been a failure so far, I do think he works hard in that team and he defends and all the rest of it. That doesn't mean he's worth 100 million euros, of course, but I think it's a little bit harsh to say that Pellistri's better than Antony. Like, I don't think we've seen enough of Pellistri to be able to make that decision. But obviously, that's up to you. Malp says it's criminal what we're doing to our youth team. Wonder what our under 18s are thinking. Mate, our under 18s are top of the table. They're doing incredibly. So maybe there are, like somebody just said in the comment section, maybe somebody said, maybe there are better players coming through the youth academy. You know, we're currently top, aren't we, of the under 18s? Yeah, we are. We're top. We're 15 points ahead of Man City, who are in second in the under 18s. We're top of the table. Like, we're doing really, really well in that regard. So I don't know. Maybe there are better players coming through. You know, we'll have to wait and see. I personally, I don't watch the under 18s, to be honest with you, so I couldn't say for certain. But obviously, we know that there's people like Jack Fletcher, who is Darren Fletcher's son. There's a couple of other names that obviously, you know, are circulating that people are getting excited about. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We have to trust that Erik ten Hag knows what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't. Only time will tell. M says, who even is Pellistri's agent and who is Pellistri? He's not United level, let's be honest. Also, these youngsters are graduating every other 6 months. They all can't play. Let's stop. Yeah, I somewhat agree with you, mate. I do. I think that, you know, getting rid of Zidane Iqbal, is anybody really bothered about Zidane Iqbal? I'm not personally. I don't think he would have ever got in the team. Hannibal, I like him. I think he's got the right mentality, the right attitude. But answer me this: is Hannibal on the same level as Kobbie Mainoo? No, not a hope in hell, in my opinion. Hannibal's 21. Look at other players around the world who are that same age bracket. 21. I mean, how old's Jude Bellingham? I know I'm going from one extreme to the other, but Jude Bellingham's 20. One of the best midfielders in the world. Hannibal Mejbri is 21. Is Hannibal anywhere near Jude Bellingham? No. Do we want to aspire to have players like Jude Bellingham in the Manchester United team? Yes. You know, obviously not Jude Bellingham because he's not going to join, but you get what I'm saying. We want that level of quality. And Hannibal is 1 year older than Jude Bellingham, as an example, and he's clearly nowhere near the level of a player like Jude Bellingham, and he never will be. Whereas Kobbie Mainoo, at the age of 18, obviously this could be taken out of context, but, you know, he's got 2 or 3 years before he is the age that Jude Bellingham is. Do I think Kobbie Mainoo is going to be the next Jude Bellingham? I don't know. I think he could be our next Jude Bellingham. I think he has the potential to be a very, very good player, whereas Hannibal, for me, doesn't really. I think he's okay. I think he's, you know, a solid kind of player who could maybe play a couple of minutes in the League Cup each season. But at the age of 21, do you really want players like that on your books still, who probably think they're better than they are, who are wanting new contracts? And in some ways, when you actually look through the players that Erik ten Hag's got rid of, you know, I know there's a lot of concern about you know, the youth going, and I'm in that camp because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But when you look through it really, really quickly, right, and the departures, so obviously Matic Kovar's gone. Now is playing for Bayern Leverkusen. Brandon Williams went to Ipswich. Brandon Williams isn't good enough for United. Alvaro Fernandez at left back. I think he could be, but I haven't seen enough of him. You just have to look at the players that have actually stayed, and those are the ones that are clearly good enough. Willy Cambuala, the centre-back, 19 years of age. I genuinely think he has the potential to go on to be a Manchester United, you know, either second or third centre-back. Not immediately, but in the next kind of 2 or 3 years. You look at people like Dan Gore. I think he has the potential to do that as well. He's just gone off on loan to Port Vale. Like, I don't want everyone to just think that Erik ten Hag is, you know, getting rid of all of our youth, because we have to trust him at this point. Until he's not the manager anymore, we have to trust him. Right, let's move on to the next story, though. Let's see what people are saying. Almac says, Matic Kovar is better than Onana. Alvaro Fernandez is good. I mean, can we really say that Matic Kovar is better than Onana? Like, I think I've only ever seen Matic Kovar play football once, and that was in friendlies in America. Onana, as bad as he's been, did get to a Champions League final. Like, you don't get to a Champions League final by being a rubbish goalkeeper. I think he was the goalkeeper of the tournament for the Champions League last season. So for us to sit here and say Matic Kovar, who only played one half of professional football for Manchester United in a friendly, is better than a goalkeeper at the age of 27 who nearly won the Champions League. I think that's maybe a little bit unfair, to be honest, but I get it. Like, people are frustrated, and that's what that's what then happens. Jihan says Pellistri is playing better than Anthony. The manager is getting rid of the good players and keeping the bad, thinking they will help him. We all know certain players are rubbish, yet the manager doesn't. As I just said, mate, I've said it multiple times. You're telling me that in the January window, you expect Manchester United to go and sell Anthony. They've just bought him for 95 million euros. He's on 200 grand a week. That's not an easy deal to do. Who's going to buy him for anywhere near that money 18 months after we signed him? Who's going to match his 200 grand a week wages? No one. Whereas you've got Pellistri, who's been here for 4 years under 2 or 3 different managers and has only ever appeared in 14 games in 4 seasons. Like, it's clear to see who should be moved on. And I think that, we just have to hope that by doing this in the summer, we have more money, William says, Kovar is definitely better than Onana. Just because your team's winning stuff doesn't make you good. I mean, a goalkeeper saves shots. I'm pretty sure Onana got the most saves or whatever in the Champions League. I think it's a stupid argument to say that Matic Kovar is better than Onana. Like, come on. I get it. People are frustrated, but that's maybe a little bit of a step too far. Darren says, Alvaro Fernandez should have got more time, especially because of the left-back situation. Yeah, I agree with you there, mate. But obviously, when all of our injuries started to unfold, he was already on loan already. And we don't know what's, involved in these contracts with players. Like, sometimes it's not as simple as just bringing them back. Maybe they have to pay money to bring them back. Like, and we don't know the ins and outs of it. I get it, though. Like, it is frustrating. Malp says 80 million for Anthony and 80 million for Maguire. It shocks me every time I wake up in the morning. I shake my head every time. Yeah, exactly, mate. It's disgusting, isn't it? Anyway, right, let's talk a little bit about another player who has left the club this morning. I mean, this has come as a complete shock to me personally. And that is, who is it? It's Isaac Hansen Aaron. So the story is this. It says Werder Bremen are exchanging documents with Manchester United for Isaac Hansen Aaron. Permanent move and medical in Bremen later today. Player travelling to complete deadline day move. Contract until June 2028. It says Manchester United have injected favourable terms, including significant add-ons, a high sell-on clause and matching rights in the deal. So in some ways, guys, this one is probably for the best for everybody, right? We let him go to Werder Bremen. They give us some money now. There's add-ons. There's a sell-on clause, and if in the future he turns into a world-class player and say, I don't know, an Arsenal try and buy him, we get to match the deal and bring him back. So I don't think there's really any risk in this, to be honest. Like, Isaac Hansen Aaron is not going to get in the first team. I'm sorry. I think he's good. I think he's a really, really good young player, but, I just honestly don't think that he's going to break through into the first team, okay? He's 19 years of age. I know he's been doing incredible things for the under-21s and all the rest of it, but when you look at the players we already have in that position, in the centre midfield, attacking midfield position, you've got Bruno Fernandes, who is undroppable. That's not my words. That's just how Manchester United don't rotate Bruno Fernandes, and he doesn't get injured. So even Mason Mount's probably not going to play. Christian Eriksen isn't going to play. Whoever else plays in attacking midfielder isn't going to play. Kobe Mainu, I guess, probably could play there as well. None of these players are going to play. And we genuinely think that this 19-year-old, who's only ever played, I think, a couple of minutes of first-team football in a friendly, is going to suddenly be playing every single game for Man United. Like, it's never going to happen. So this is a sensible thing for Manchester United to do. And the other thing that we have to be aware of with Isaac Hansen Aaron is his contract expires in June. His contract literally expires in less than 5 months from now. So he would go as a free agent if we didn't sell him now. Apparently United have been locked in talks over the last couple of months over trying to sign him down to a new deal. And he wants crazy amounts of money. He wants guarantees that he's going to be in the first team and all the rest of it. And it's just simply unrealistic at this point. I'm sorry. Like, I like him. I think he has a huge... I think he has a huge potential. I really, really do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one. Isaac Hansen Aaron is moving to Werder Bremen. Now, on the flip side of this, right? We should really be looking to bring someone in on transfer deadline day. Okay? If you look through the players that we've let go of, Dan Gore, he was on the bench for every game recently. Pellistri, he was on the bench for every game recently. Isaac Hansen Aaron obviously wasn't on the bench. I'm just going to see... Let me see if I can find an exact list. Manchester United outgoings. Everybody smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Let's try and see 200 likes on today's video. It doesn't cost any money. And if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Right, I'm just trying to find a proper list. So, right, in this window, we have... Okay, so here we go. These are all the players that have left the club this window. Okay? Jadon Sancho to Dortmund. Hannibal to Sevilla. Pellistri to Granada. Donny van de Beek to Frankfurt. Alvaro Fernandez to Benfica. Dangor to Port Vale. Reguilon's gone back to Tottenham. And Isaac Hansen-Aron is about to move to Werder Bremen. So we've got rid of 8 players this window. All youth players, obviously, other than Donny van de Beek and Sancho. But 8 players have gone. And we've brought in nobody. That's what concerns me here. I don't really have any issue with any of the players that have left. Donny should have obviously gone. Sancho should have gone. Hannibal was never going to play. He probably should go. Pellistri was never going to play. He should go. Alvaro Fernandez... There's question marks about Alvaro Fernandez. I think, maybe he should have got some opportunities, but let's see what he does at Benfica, and we have a buyback clause anyway. Dangor, again, he probably was never going to play, and Reguilon, we don't need him now because we've got Luke Shaw and Malacia will be back soon. But, a lot of people have gone in this window, but we've brought in nobody, and I think that is a concern, especially when you look at Anthony Martial being injured, when you look at the fact that, there's all this stuff going on with Marcus Rashford. Why have we not signed anybody? That's the bit that concerns me. But anyway, let me know if you're happy with this window so far. 0 signings and 8 players have left. Massive amount of wages have been saved, Even if you look at just Donny van de Beek and Jadon Sancho on their own, that's probably about 250 grand a week saved just from those 2 players. Right, let's talk a little bit about the game tonight then quickly. So first of all, guys, I want you to let me know. Actually, we'll get a poll going. So we're going to do a poll quickly. Let's do prediction for Wolves game tonight. So United win, draw, Wolves win. Okay, cool. So the poll set up, guys. It's a simple one, nothing too fancy. What's your prediction for the game tonight? Will United win? Will it be a draw? Or will Wolves win? And I want you to let me know as well what your score predictions are. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't want to be negative, but I'm worried. I really, really am worried about tonight. I have a bad feeling. I haven't been impressed with much the kind of last 2 or 3 games. I think Tottenham, we were very lucky to get a point. I think Tottenham were the better side and probably should have won that game. I think, to be 2-0 up against the team bottom of the League 2 in Newport and for them to get 2 goals and us, just get through that game. I mean, we should have won that game literally 9 or 10-2. We had so many opportunities, but our players are selfish. And the thing that concerns me, right, is if Erik ten Hag after that game is telling them, you have to pass, you have to pass, you have to pass, I genuinely think we could go and beat most teams in the Premier League. Honestly, I know that sounds crazy, but we do create opportunities. But we're just selfish. We shoot from stupid positions. We won't cross the ball to Rasmus when he's in got an open goal. And I think we could easily go and beat Wolves tonight. Without a shadow of a doubt, I think it would be easy. If the players actually work together. And you have no idea what we're going to see tonight. We might go out and beat them 4-0 and say that's what we were hoping for. That's Erik ten Hag ball. Or we might be sat here at about 10 o'clock this evening, right? Saying we had 5 or 6 opportunities, but Garnacho shot, or Rashford shot, or Anthony decided to cut in on his left foot and shoot, and Rasmus Højlund didn't get a single shot on target. We could easily be having that conversation this evening, sat in 11th place in the table, Wolves leapfrogged us, and being like, what next? So we'll just have to wait and see, really. I honestly don't know. I would say it's 50-50 for me personally. If I'm going to... obviously, I've asked you to give I'm going to go for a United win. I think it will be 2-1. I think Højlund will score. And I don't know who else will score, to be honest. Maybe Rashford might score. But we need to win tonight. We really, really do. But yeah, let me know what your predictions are in the comment section below. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I will be back later on this evening. I won't be doing a 6 o'clock video game today, but I will be doing a video after the match tonight. So about 10 o'clock tonight, I will be doing a match. I'll be doing a, I'll be doing a match review, whatever you want to call it. But have a good day, everybody. I'll speak to you all this evening. Please do smash a like on the video before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been Daily Red Devil, and I'll speak to you all a bit later.